Clock. We are now live. We are live. Okay.
Okay. Good show,
live.
guys.
Yep, good show. Thanks for tuning in, folks. No.
Yep.
All right.
Hi.
Let's roll. Welcome.
Hi. Sorry.
Welcome to episode 37 of the Love. Let me try that again. Welcome.
Hold on. Oh, hold up.
Okay.
I've miscalculated something.
Okay.
The bodies are starting to smell. I gotta get rid
Stand
of
by,
them.
folks. If you're watching this
Forgot
in
to
the future.
unplug my fish tank.
His third wife from AsianDate.com just showed up. We really need to get
Actually,
rid of her.
thanks, Gabe. I forgot to turn my fan off too. There we go.
Thanks, Gabe. I forgot to turn my feet off.
Forgot to turn my computer off. Oh,
See, folks, technical issues aplenty.
Testicle.
When you've
We're
done
just
30,
like you.
when you've done 36 episodes or more, you get to be a
Give
little
up.
forgetful. So, all right, we ready?
Yep.
Are we doing two Oh God, so much is going wrong.
Okay.
sounds
We're
like
not
me
doing
on
mono
Monday.
anymore, right? That got changed.
You can change it to stereo. That's fine.
All right, because that's what's running, and it's different and scary to me.
Okay, it probably has 2 tracks left and right going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's why it's
That's
scary
fine.
to me.
Brian,
Okay,
just
we can-
as an aside, Brian, have you tested the left and right channels on
I have not.
Yeti? I'm curious to know if you can actually record a stereo type thing.
Oh, got you like
On the
separation.
left, on the right. I don't think so.
Well, it gives you the 2 channels so you can separate them for editing.
Yeah, but they don't record at different levels, is my
No,
point.
that's why you switched it to mono last time, or a long time ago.
Yeah, so... Okay, that's fine. All right.
Apologies.
That's okay. We
Welcome
ready?
to the exciting world of podcasting,
Right.
people.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, let's get going. Welcome to episode 37 of the Love... 37 is so hard to say. God damn it. Welcome to episode 37 of the Love... Jesus. Hang on.
We'll see you at 7 tonight.
Welcome to the Lovecraft Tapes.
Welcome to episode 37 of the Lovecraft Tapes podcast. I am Jeremy, your keeper of arcane lore, and we're going to play the 7th edition of Call of... I am Jeremy. Still. I am Jeremy, your keeper of arcane lore, and we're going to play the 7th edition Call of Cthulhu horror role-playing game from Chaosium based upon the fictional works of H.P. Lovecraft. Your investigators of the unknown are... Gabe as Roy Arroyo.
If anything else goes wrong, I'm gonna have to kill the radio star.
Brian as Jack Whiteside.
I always get shotgun.
And Matt as Dan Williams.
I'm feeling something moving in this church, and I'm pretty sure it ain't the spirit of the Lord.
Just think of baseball.
Grandma naked. Grandma naked.
Oh, good. They're with the fake Brian. He's gone now. How's everybody doing tonight?
Yeah.
It's afternoon. It's not exactly nighttime, is it?
How's everybody doing this morning at 5:30 when this is actually posted?
I'm
Let us
doing
know
great.
in the-
Oh, that's good to hear, guys. What are you drinking?
I am drinking Stone IPA.
Oh, just straight
Eggplant.
up.
5:30 in the morning.
I'm drinking water because it's good for you.
I'm drinking
Nice.
water also.
False facts.
I am also drinking water with a little bit of cherry juice in it.
Oh,
Because
If you notice, Brian's an alcoholic.
Yeah, he kind of is.
my name's Brian.
Well, it's because I'm going to a
Hi,
party
Brian.
in a little bit here, so I'll be drinking a little bit there. So
What's the address of that party?
it's about 3 miles from here. All right, before we begin, let's look at some letters from beyond. We only have one today, but it's a very important one. It's on Reddit from a user named Southern Northeast, and here she says, I live in the heart of Lovecraft country. Quite literally have been to most of the locations you have mentioned. Deerfield, New Hampshire is terrifyingly close. And Worcester, Massachusetts is pronounced Worcester.
Worcester, Mass.
What?
Worcester, Mass. So there is our lesson for today.
Nice.
I'm sure we said Worcester for many an
Worcester.
episode.
Oopsie
Worcester.
daisy.
Ah, well, we're just not.
That's it
from
for this
that
week's
region.
episode of the Massachusetts tapes.
All right. And we'd like to make a quick announcement. Just like every other podcast on the market, we're on the verge of launching a Patreon page. While we recognize that not everybody can contribute, if you can, then we'll make it worth your while with features like access to original fiction, our funny commercials, group activities like playing Xbox with us online, watching Matt play indie games on YouTube, opportunities to participate in the podcast directly, like naming NPCs or possibly even guest starring on an episode. We also plan to offer merchandise like stickers, mugs, and shirts with cool stuff on them like #TacoFish.
Woo, taco fish.
Follow us on Facebook or Twitter for up-to-date announcements when that launches. Meantime, we also implore you to take 5 minutes to rate and review us on whatever podcast app you're using, but especially iTunes, so we can attract more sponsorship opportunities and fund our efforts.
Because
Although we
iTunes is stupidly important for some godforsaken reason.
Although we spend about 2 hours a week recording each episode, it actually takes about 8 to 12 hours per week to edit, upload, post, and promote it. So anything you can do to help us out will ensure that the level of quality and consistency you've come to expect will remain such. Thank you in advance.
Thank you.
See, I just don't expect any quality at all, and that way every single week I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yay! We
If you
have a
set your standards
podcast.
bar really low, anything is above what you were expecting. So
I do my best to sabotage this podcast, but it hasn't worked.
Keep up the good work. Doing fine. All right, before we begin, we do need to take a quick commercial break. And we're back.
Oh my God. We need to work harder, guys.
we have some really questionable sponsors here on the
Right?
Lovecraft Tapes.
Right?
Don't
I hate my life.
Yeah, that book is
book?
gone though, so we can move on.
we blew it up. It's okay.
I know we're sellouts, but, girls
What are you
gotta get
gonna do?
paid.
That's right.
All right, and now we continue Chapter 5, Hell House. Previously on the Lovecraft Tapes. After listening to Dawn Eller's haunting words regarding Kelly Landrum's final days on Earth, the investigators experience a collective flashback to their separate pasts. When they recover, the young girl has fled home at nearly the same moment When they recover, the young girl has fled home at nearly the same moment a sudden storm gathers over Leland, Texas. They flee to the Screen Door Inn for a quick respite, waiting for twilight to arrive. Near dark, in clear violation of Chief Weaver's warning, the three drive to Leland Free Evangelical Church and decide to search the building. Dan recovers some interesting financial papers, but is unable to translate the figures. Roy explores the rear of the building and is soon swallowed by a sinister darkness. Jack searches the exterior, looking for a subcellar that doesn't exist, yet finds more than expected when a hand clamps on his shoulder. And now we continue, episode 37. It is early evening, Saturday, October 21st, only 3 days until Hell House opens to the public. And I'll change the map here.
Wow, only 30 days to go.
Tick-tock, tick-tock. All right. And you guys are at the church, which is up here in the upper left. See. Jack, you're standing in the waning twilight at the corner of the church, peering toward the drive when you see a police vehicle pull up behind your borrowed Oldsmobile. To warn your compatriots inside, you decide to pound loudly on the side of the building. Just then, a voice behind says, "How may I help you, son?"
I turn around quickly. Take a jump back.
Standing directly behind you is obviously a preacher of some sort. I may have a picture here for you.
Ooh.
And I'm going to guess I can do that. Cancel that. Show to players. I'm going to go ahead and show that to everyone, even though they haven't met him.
Who's this guy?
I don't know, but he looks like he's out of a bad video game.
I believe that may be Pastor Weaver.
And he is holding an umbrella. You can hear the rain pattering on it as you are being drenched in the downpour. And he's looking at you quizzically.
Are you Pastor Weaver?
Why, yes, I am. Do you know of my work?
Actually, we do. Do you mind if we get in and out of this rain? I've got a couple of gentlemen inside. We'd just like to talk to you for a few moments if you have time.
Well, I think that'd be just delightful. What is your name, sir? And here, come on up under the umbrella. Get yourself dry.
Thank you. I appreciate that. My name is Special Agent Whiteside from the FBI.
Oh, FBI, I see.
No. The FBI.
Okay, not the IC?
No, there's no FBI.
Well, you can't see without an eye.
Well, you can. You can.
There's no I in team.
Yes, but if you rearrange the letters, you do get a me. So
there's no Matt in team.
Well, Mr. Whiteside, what is the FBI doing in Leland, Texas? This is quite unusual.
I'm sorry, I can barely hear you with all this rain. You mind if we step inside real quick?
Well, yeah, why not you come on in the, and we'll have ourselves a nice cup of tea.
Oh, that is so nice of you. I appreciate that.
All
I can
right.
definitely use one.
Well, why don't you come on around this way? It's a little bit shorter around this way. And he takes you back around the back side of the church. And he keeps up a bit of a chatter as you walk back around the building towards the front of the entrance.
I'm just listening.
Roy and Dan. The impeccable timing of Dan opening the doorway to the darkened corridor just as Roy hurtles out of the blackness results in a bodily collision which ends with both of you tumbling to the ground, breathing heavily, lying face to face on the floor just to the left, stage right, of the dais. Why don't you go ahead and role play that face to face? Nice and breathing heavy.
I'll lean in for a kiss.
I'm going to reach up and put my hand in between his face and mine so that he kisses my hand instead.
Oh, sorry. I thought that you were somebody else.
Who else could I possibly be, Roy? And who the hell would want them to kiss you? Or you?
David Hasselhoff. That's who.
Keep in mind, guys, you are breathing heavily.
Now you've done it.
Don't open that can of worms, man.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah. Oh. Look,
I told you that I could jump really well.
Look, I don't know if you found anything interesting on your side, but I definitely think I found something interesting on my side.
Well, they got a real clean bathroom.
You're having this discussion still lying on top of each other?
Yes, they are.
Tell you what, Roy, why don't you get the fuck off of me and we can...
No.
Just at this point...
And just then, you hear a door open.
I'm going to reach up and
you
push
hear,
against him as hard as I can to get
and
him
you
off.
hear a voice before you can do that says, Pastor Weaver?
Shit.
And you recognize the voice, Dan.
Oh, fuck.
It sounds like Steve Ellis.
Dan, who is it?
I'm going to push Roy off of me so that I can will not be underneath him in such an awkward position that people might take things in a certain way when they are not that certain way.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Oh no, not at all. Just, we are in Texas, and I wouldn't want to get stuck in that position because we are. No. I'm going to push Roy off of me. I'm going to stand up and look towards the door that opened and be like, "Oh, hey, Steve, right?"
And Roy, what are you doing?
Put your pants back on, Roy.
I'm a brush myself off, and then I'll get up and I'll hail Dan.
Okay. All right. So Dan, you see Steve Ellis just standing there with a book under his arm. He's gives you a quizzical look. He's like, "Is that Mr. Williams? How you doing there?"
Hey, doing good. Just stopping by with my friend Roy here. We figured we'd see if we could catch Pastor Weaver.
Oh, is he not around?
Not that we can see. I mean, we've been hanging out here hollering around, but no one seems to have come. So
Oh, I'm
we
sure.
were just about to head out.
I'm sure
Maybe
he'll
we
be
can-
back in a minute. He said he was going to go for a quick walk. He usually does that about this time of night.
Oh, maybe then we'll get lucky and he'll come back.
And he walks up.
Looks like I already did.
He walks up the pew aisle towards you, and he's just kind of looking at you, between you and Roy.
So, what are you doing out here this time of day?
Oh, I'm just turning a book. You know, he generally has the in on all the good reads around here. You know, just some nice churching. We also like a little bit of history. So I got this here. You ever see this? And he shows you the cover of the book. And for just a moment, you see my life. But you blink, and it clearly says the history of Egypt.
Oh, Egypt. Great civilization. Spent some time in college before I decided to go into security, looking into history and religion. Really, really interesting structure, that civilization.
It's because he's a nerd.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, I couldn't get to college, but I'm trying my best to keep up.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
Where about you go to college? They have a good football team?
I went to college back my hometown, Arkham.
Oh, where's that at?
It's a small town up in Massachusetts.
Oh, is that up near Boston? About 50 miles?
Yeah, let's
Can't you tell
go
by
with
his
that.
accent?
Yeah, you sound like you're about 50 miles from there.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Well, that's good. That's good. East Coast schools, they got some good teams up that way.
Oh, no, Arkham was never one for being big into sports, but we had a really nice library.
Oh, maybe I should get up there and read some of them books. Yeah, I must say though, I'm not a fast reader.
Yeah,
I like to take my time,
nothing wrong with taking your time.
And just then, the front door opens again, and you see, to the assistance of the tubular bells, you see Pastor Weaver and Jack Whiteside under the same umbrella.
Oh,
Get a room.
we're in it.
And they quickly get in out of the rain, and Pastor Weaver shakes off his umbrella, kind of looking quizzically up the aisle towards you guys and Steve Ellis. And he gives a nod. He's like, "Steve, you bring some friends?" Steve's like, No, they was here already."
Yeah, we're not friends.
Hey, boys, look who I found. It's the pastor.
You are Pastor Weaver.
Oh, these friends of yours, Mr. Whiteside?
Yeah, they are colleagues and friends, I would say.
Oh, I see. Well, why don't you boys come on back to my office? We'll have a quick little sip of tea.
That would be fantastic.
Steve, I see you brought my book back. Just set that up on the dais, and I'll dig up something for you tomorrow for it. He's like, "Okay." Puts the book up on the dais, and then hightails it out of the church. Well, how do you boys take your tea now?
I take it as coffee.
All right. Coffee. I can do coffee too if you like. It is a little bit chilly out there.
However you take it's fine with me.
All right. Well, why don't you come on back to my office? I got a couple chairs back there, and we'll have a sit down.
All right.
I'll
And he
do
leads you
that.
back to his office and indicates the chairs. And he has a little coffee pot, electric coffee pot.
Shotgun.
He's like, I just got to run over to the bathroom and get some water, and we'll make up something. I'll be right back. And he leaves the office. The three of you are in there.
All right. Well, I didn't find anything outside except for the pastor, which I was not expecting. You guys have any luck?
Well, I got caught in this dark corridor that I escaped from with my pure machismo.
What do you mean
So
dark corridor?
Well, I went down this hallway to just check it out, and I went to the bathroom, and it was the best bathroom, dude.
Oh.
But when I came out, it was just nothingness. It was spooky.
Oh. I might have experienced that once or twice myself.
Well, no, it wasn't. It wasn't like that. Something's not right here.
You mean at the church?
Yeah. Idiot.
Now, there's no need for name calling, bitch.
Since you two seem to clearly want to argue, we'll have to get to that later. So I had a chance to actually snoop around this office before he came back. And I found a couple of interesting things. One, I'm going to reach into my inner coat pocket and pull out a key. This key unlocks that filing cabinet over there, which I'm pretty sure holds all the financial records for the church. And I'm not an accountant, so I couldn't make heads or tails of it. But maybe if we could find someone who is an accountant, we could, I don't know, snap some photos and see what they have to say about where this church is getting its funds from and where it's going.
I know a guy.
Give us some sort of hint.
I know a guy named Gabriel DeScenzo. We could give him a call.
Thanks. But no need to call that handsome-sounding man, because I know a little bit of accounting. I don't know a ton, but I could try.
All right.
Second, I found a really interesting book in here called The Book Over the Passover Angel, and it was autographed by someone named John Balfour. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with him, but from what I glanced at it, it seemed like a really unusual book to me, not something...
Where was this book located?
It's right on the desk.
Okay. Is this the book right here?
Yeah, that's it.
I pick it up and I just start flipping through it.
And just then, the Reverend comes back with 3 cups of hot water, 4 cups actually, and he has some tea bags, and
yes, he does.
he has some Sanka.
Sanka.
I hope you don't mind, but we keep it simple around here, so I don't have any brewed stuff or nothing fancy like that, but I hope you don't mind. Take what you like.
That is much more than okay. Thank you so much.
I see you found my book there.
Yeah, this is quite interesting. Hey, Dan, take a look at this. I hand it over to Dan.
Are you a fan of Reverend Balfour?
Never heard of him until this book here. What kind of work does he do?
Well, he proclaims to be a reverend, but he has some very unique ideas about the church. He's what you might call one of them. What do you call them? Split a faction group type people. But he does have some interesting theories in that book. You're welcome to borrow it if you like.
Oh, thank you.
Just please return it, because he did sign it for me, and I don't want to lose it, just in case he stops by one of these days.
That would be somewhat embarrassing, wouldn't it?
So what can I help you boys with?
I believe
You want to take this?
Officer Arroyo had a few questions for you.
Well, certainly. I'm happy to answer anything you like.
Oh, let me figure some names out.
Names are good.
Do you?
Callie Landra was the dead girl.
I see that now.
He's Pastor Weaver.
Oh, okay. I thought he was Flo. What? So, Father, do you are you any associated or any kinds of interactions with that haunted house going on?
Well, certainly, yes. That is being run by our church, and we hope to bring in a little bit of money, to help fill the coffers of the church.
Well, are you aware of the Kelly Landrum incident?
Oh yes, that poor girl. If she hadn't have sinned, I'm sure this stuff wouldn't have caught up with her.
I don't know.
The devil will get his due.
I've been unable to get much information out of the people there. So, how about could you summarize what your story is with what happened there? Or?
Well, I have no story. I don't spend a whole lot of time at the house per se. I have my people do that. Lots of volunteers, and I stop by occasionally and see that they're doing a pretty good job. And I basically just run the church and try to keep hands off for the most part.
Well, from your people, have you heard any kind of mysterious happenings there? Because
oh my Lord! I mean, other than Kelly, I mean, that was a tragedy. But she was a very troubled girl. So I haven't heard of anything else.
Well, we've run into some troubling things, to say the least. There.
Oh, like what? You've been inside the house?
I believe the downstairs portion had some
well, it doesn't open to the public just yet. We got a couple days left.
Well, it's not that kind of thing. It's a supernatural goings on, Father.
Really? Well, that is most interesting. I have not heard of anything.
I have a question for you, sir.
Well, certainly, my son.
There, in some of the reports that we have received.
Reports?
Mm-hmm. Through the local police department.
Like, from my brother?
Correct.
So you know Chief Weaver?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately.
Yep. There was some writing that she had written on the wall, or somebody had written on the wall. And when we asked the people there working that have been there from day one, they said there was no such.
Oh, I wouldn't know anything about that. Like I said, I stick to the church, so I'm not certain of anything like that. I hadn't heard anything.
Okay, so you're not like managing them or anything. You're just
my Lord, no.
You just sponsor it.
Essentially, it is a fundraiser for the church. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well,
okay,
Father,
I just wanted to clarify that you didn't have any part in that.
Oh Lord, no. I try to keep hands off, and particularly since Kelly's demise. I just, I'd rather keep arm's length for the time being. I don't want to stir up any kind of controversy.
Mm-hmm.
If I may, Father.
Understand.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You should probably be more involved. That place is probably and likely giving your church a bad name by being associated with it.
How so?
Press doesn't like a girl dying.
Well, no, but I mean, that was a pretty cut and dried. I mean, if you had only met her father, I think you'd understand completely.
I've met him.
Oh, you had the misfortune to meet Mitch, huh?
Yes, and press doesn't like it if they find out that there's cover-ups upon cover-ups happening in that house.
Well, I'm sorry, gentlemen, but I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. I don't like this line of inquiry.
No disrespect, Father. I'm just stating what I've found.
Well, I can understand that, sir, and I think we would be most delighted to have you folks on the day of opening.
Not the day of reckoning, I take it.
Well, I wouldn't.
Little inside joke.
We try not to take those kinds of things literally, my son.
Mm-hmm. Well, we do appreciate your time. We'll be on our way. If you think of anything or something comes up, or if anybody working there contacts you with any concerns, please let us know right away.
Well, I certainly will, and I urge you to, stop in, tell what you told me to my brother. I'm sure he'd be most interested.
Yeah, we definitely will fill him in.
All right. Well, you boys have a good evening, and be careful out there. The weather's pretty nasty.
Well, thank you so much for your time. You have a great evening.
All right. You too.
You too.
You as well.
Goodbye.
God be with you.
See you soon.
I'm also here.
All right, so I get up, I clear everything off his desk and drag him over it. Where are they?
Oh, and Mr. Williams, I think
Yes.
I think I will be needing that book back if you don't mind.
Oh no, no problem at all.
All
I
right.
hand him
Well,
the book back.
you boys have a good stay here in Leland, and I hope your travels back home are safe.
Oh, thank you very much.
Why wouldn't they be safe?
Because it says safe. It's in the safe.
It's some sort of code. What are they trying to say?
All
All
right.
right,
So he
give the two guys a look and we head to the car.
All right. So you're back in the 78 Oldsmobile.
Backseat, middle on the hump, I called it.
Oh, you
Hump.
really like grinding that hump, don't you?
All right. So it's getting relatively
Yeah.
later in the evening now. I can't remember if you guys had dinner or not.
I don't think we went to the diner.
I don't think
Yeah.
I did either.
I think we
Let's
should
see
go and talk
Flo.
at the diner, see what we can figure out here.
So,
Maybe I can hook up with Flo.
don't know
what I was
about you
saying.
guys, but I'm feeling a little hungry. How about we head down to that diner
I could
and see
eat.
what we can't figure it out?
I said I could eat.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to start the car up, pull out of the church, and start heading towards the diner.
All right. As you drive, a few flashes of lightning indicate that the storm is only intensifying, but again, it's nothing that Dan hasn't seen 100 times over. He's
He
used
should
to
have
it.
been there, contented cow. Whoo, boy, was that a storm!
Neither of us were there. You don't need to keep talking about
Yeah.
it.
It's not all about you, son.
And
I was almost struck by lightning and
Who
blown up
cares?
like 3 or 4 times.
Oh wow, what a cool guy.
I didn't even
Roy.
ever look at the explosions.
Roy, maybe
I
you
got
would
shot in the
actually
face
blown.
once.
all right. You arrive to the diner, and the first thing you notice is that there's hardly anybody there. There's like one old dude sitting at the far end of the counter, and Flo is the only one who's working the dinner tables, and that's it. You also notice, Roy, that it appears that one of the lights is out in back where the cook is in the kitchen. You just see that there's a fluorescent lighting that's sort of flickering occasionally in a very arrhythmic pattern and plunging the kitchen into darkness every few seconds.
I elbow him and I go, "Watch out, Roy. It's a dark hallway."
Ah,
Oh, don't worry, we have his machismo to get us out of there.
Oh, that's right. You should bottle that.
Well, they actually have a burger tonight that's with extra machismo.
I don't need
I'll
that.
take
Better machismo?
6.
No, it's my cheesemo.
Oh, man.
It's not yours. It's mine. So Flo comes up and takes your order
Mm-hmm.
and asks you if anything's going on. What's new, boys?
Well, just trying to piece it all together, Flo.
Ooh, peace, huh? That
Mm-hmm.
sounds pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I like a nice hot piece.
Mm-hmm. Me too. Speaking of that, you got that lobster mac and cheese?
I certainly do.
I will have the biggest plate you have.
You got it, hun. How about
You
you,
know what?
boys?
I'll have the machismo burger with extra machismo, please.
Absolutely.
He
You want
really
pickles
needs
on
it,
that?
you know?
Yes, please, ma'am.
Just one big pickle? And how about you, Mr. Arroyo? What would you like tonight?
I'll have a can of eggs and lemonade.
Coming right up. And she whips it up for you, real lickety split.
Licking what?
And it's pretty good.
Oh, no noises.
Ugh.
Gross.
Yes. As you guys eat, the old man at the end of the counter kind of gives you some weird looks.
I look back at him and go,
I'll walk up to him. I'll confront him.
Hey, Stuart, Gabe. I mean, Roy.
All right. What's up, Petunia? Why you keep looking at us?
My name's not Petunia.
Okay, Tulip. Why you keep looking at us?
How'd you know my name?
Just a guess, you know?
Everybody's got tulips, don't they?
No. I get why you're looking at us now.
Oh God.
All right, and he just kind of ignores you.
Hey. Hey.
Trying to eat here.
Is this some problem?
There's no problem. Flo, who are these guys? Oh, they're just some out-of-towners. They mean you no harm.
Hey, Roy, let's put a plan together for tomorrow.
I feel like if I keep badgering this guy, I'll get something.
Probably a sock in the mouth. We've already broken
So
a
what?
nose on
He's
this
old.
trip.
And that's when Jack notices the old man's not wearing any socks.
Oh, see? Oh. See, I told you he was a weirdo.
And Flo comes up to Dan, and she's like, hey, hon, tell your friend to back off. That's just old man Cleaver. He just lives on the outside of town. He's nothing.
Tulips Cleaver.
He's just a lonely old man ever since his wife died.
Oh.
No problem. Roy, get your sad ass over here. We have planning to do.
No. I do what I
Yes.
want.
Roy,
If you
don't
come over
dare
here and
come
sit
over
down.
And I'll go as far away as I possibly can from them, as while staying in the restaurant. And I'll
Keep
stand
his
up.
arms crossed. No, I'm not doing it.
All right. So,
Hey,
you
Roy,
guys
if you
gonna
come
make a
over here
plan?
and sit down and plan with us, I'll give you a sucker.
I go do that. Deal.
All right. You guys huddle up, and Roy's sucking on the sucker.
That's
And,
that's code for a Gumby.
Flo
It's an
gets
all-day
you,
party sucker.
Flo gets you a couple root beer floats on the house
Oh,
to
thank you,
finish
Flo.
up your
That's
meal.
very sweet.
And just let
I'll
me know
lean
what-
over to Flo. I'll whisper, be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
the dumbass Whiteside.
Yeah.
He thinks you're hot."
Well, you can tell him I think he is too. And she slips you a little cootie catcher.
Gross. Oh, a cootie catcher.
Cootie catcher. Cootie catcher. All right. Why don't you guys go ahead and plan up real quick? What's
All
your
right,
plan
Roy.
tomorrow?
Why don't you take the lead on this? I'm not sure where we go next. We've kind of hit a brick wall
All right,
each way.
Whiteside. So you ask her to dinner, and then I'll like wingman in and I'll punch Dan in the face, so she'll think that we're dummies, and then she'll think you look better by comparison.
I think you guys are all set. I think I'm winning no matter what.
Look, I don't know about you guys, but I'd put $20 on the fact that Pastor Weaver is currently on the phone with his brother telling him what just happened, which means it's not going to be long before he comes down on us pretty angry for directly ignoring what he told us.
Oh, well, if you recall, I was the guy that almost followed the rules in this one.
I believe we did contact our home base and have them send the proper paperwork over, letting them know that
Actually,
we
you
are
did
in
not.
control. Roy, did you not make that call?
He was about to, and then got interrupted.
Why
Yeah,
don't you make
see?
that call right now, Roy?
Okay, fine.
He
I'll
got her
make
voicemail,
that
actually.
call.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
Yep, got her voicemail.
All right, so it should be here in the morning. We should be fine.
Oh, you want to call again just to be safe?
It's like a different time zone. I don't want
Yeah,
to do
it's
the
like
math.
afternoon there. It's weird. We should probably call.
It's actually later, right? East Coast?
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
It's
We're in
week after
Japan.
next.
We're in
Too
Japan,
late
right?
there. I'll just get a voicemail again. Skin likes to work dumb hours.
Mhm. All right, so what are we doing tomorrow?
Hopefully not getting thrown in Texas jail.
Let's focus on the positive.
He said not, idiot.
Mm-hmm. But it
That's
doesn't help our
positive.
investigation focusing on what may or may not happen.
We want to maybe go find where Kelly lived. Maybe we can get into her house, check out her room, see if there's anything in there.
Oh, yeah, breaking and entering is good to add on to this. A likey.
Maybe we can bribe Mitch with, I don't know, a bottle of something.
Did they live together?
Yeah, I don't even know if she
remember.
lived at home.
Yeah, she lived at home with her father.
Okay. Yeah, I say we can't. It can't hurt to try. Maybe we
Pick
should
up
bring
a
a bottle.
of
Maybe
pick up
as
a
an
bottle of
apology, be our foot in the door
I got a problem. It's not on the map.
for the first time we met. What do you guys think?
I think it's the only place we really have to go right now.
Mhm.
I mean, everyone seems to be totally in denial about any of this.
Yeah, there's somebody's
The
covering
only
up
one
something,
who-
or everybody's covering up something.
Yeah. Maybe while we're there looking in a room, we can get something out of Mitch.
Oh, did we take those accounting crap or what? Did we take pictures or?
No, I thought I took
Damn it.
pictures for later.
I think you took pictures of the book. I can't remember if you took pictures of the actual documents.
I know I took pictures of something. I don't remember.
Yeah, but dick pics don't help us right now, boy.
You kidding me? I call this thing the Python, and you don't want to.
I do not recall whether or not you actually took pictures of the documents. I think you.
I don't think so.
I do recall that you did take pictures of the book and the spine and the title and all that.
Goddamn.
Do you guys remember anything? Anything in the wiki?
Yeah, I don't think we did take pictures of the paperwork.
I doubt it.
We'd have to break in again and look at them.
Well, we should try.
Yeah, I thought it did sort of strike me as odd, Dan's actions. So, because I remember explicitly saying, "Do you take those or put those back?" And you were like, "I put them back." I'm like, "All right, all right, I guess."
All right, then,
Well,
I
we
guess.
know that. Well, actually, that's not too bad of a thing. Because Steve told me that the pastor likes to take a walk the same time every day.
Oh,
We just happen to get there near the tail end of his walk. So if we can get there and hide out and wait for him to leave, that should give us enough time to quickly get in there, open the cabinet, snap pictures of some stuff, and get out. Or we can just flat out.
next.
Yeah. I mean, we could take the documents, but I have a feeling that we might get caught.
Yeah, we don't want to steal anything. We just want to figure this thing out.
Okay, so our plan is to buy a bottle of something, go over to Kelly's house, bribe her father with said bottle of something, check out her room while maybe talking to him about what happened, and then staking out the church, waiting for Pastor Weaver to leave. When he does, we can then go into the office and take pictures of the financial documents.
And this
And
is
then get
tomorrow's plan, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
let
'cause
me
tonight
remind
we're-
you, tomorrow is Sunday.
Oh.
Okay, so we're gonna do some wacky bull crap. Well, he's doing his churching sermon. I know it. I'm the Catholic one. You're the voodoo guy. We'll like sneak into the back, and I'll beat up the guards that they will probably have. Or
I'm not sure there was a
Dan
back
can
door.
disguise himself as a good Christian, and then what? Jack, you can run in with like your flaming smoke skull and like Ooga Chaka all over the place and distract them.
Or Dan could maybe attend the service and excuse himself to use the bathroom, but instead of going to the bathroom, go to the office.
Yeah,
Which
but
you-
don't you think that'd
which
be
you know
less
wouldn't work.
interesting to listen to?
No.
Which
Look,
you
the
know
office
wouldn't
is
work.
on the opposite side from the hallway that leads to the bathroom. They would know that I wasn't going to the bathroom.
Well, nobody ever makes a mistake and goes in the wrong room
During the
trying
service,
to find the bathroom.
both doors are behind
At
the
the end of the
dais.
service would be good when
Especially
he's
not out of
welcoming
towners.
everybody outside, shaking hands, kissing babies.
They don't
eating
do that.
Old people.
Well, that's true. I mean, yeah.
They do beat up.
Yes,
old people.
and
You stick behind while he's out saying goodbye.
I can set the church on fire.
Well, that's probably gonna raise a little bit more issues than we have right now.
Maybe one of you could, I don't know, stall him outside just to give me that little bit of extra time.
Gotta get him started first.
Somebody say stall.
Yes,
I think
Roy, we know that your
Roy
middle
the
name is
best at
Stall.
stalling.
Royce the Stall Arroyo is what
All
they
right.
called him back in the academy.
Let's do it early though. First service, probably about 8:30 or 9 a.m.
Yeah, noon.
No, that's Catholic first service.
All
What do
right,
you guys
I
think?
like this plan because I get to stall him, so I like this
Yes.
plan.
Yes. Maybe some apologies thrown in there.
No,
Shaking his hand, but not letting go. Maybe do a jerk in every once in a while when he's
I
shaking
didn't
his
do
hand.
anything wrong. That was you. You called
No,
him sir,
just
not
'cause-
father.
Just because you didn't do anything wrong doesn't mean an apology is not warranted.
That's
It
not
makes
even.
the other person feel good, which knocks them off balance.
That's not what's good stalling is. Stalling is you're supposed to create an argument.
You're right. I am so sorry.
I know. Hey, did you graduate first in your class for stalling like I did?
I apologize, Roy. You are correct.
You better.
All right. So let's.
It's really easy, Roy. All you have to do is insist that the prequels were the best set of Star Wars films, and you'll be going for hours. We'll have all the time we need.
Unless
Right.
he agrees.
And then we'll
Then
have
you're
like
screwed.
4 episodes based around those conversations.
It's shaping up that way. All right, so let's try to distill what your actions are going to be in very distinct words, and let's get on with that portion of it.
All right.
So
you're
I'm
gonna-
gonna stall him outside, and then Dan's
So you're
gonna
gonna
go
wake
and
up in
take
the morning. Take it.
Okay, so
I'm going
Okay.
to be going and attending the first service at the church. I'm
Okay,
going
that'll
to.
be at 10 a.m.
we all
I'm
are.
going to. Oh, are you? Oh,
Well, how am I
I thought-
gonna stall him if I'm not at the service?
No, I'm not.
okay.
Okay, well,
So
Jack.
me and
won.
Roy are going to attend the first service. Once it's over, Roy is going to either follow Pastor Weaver out or try and get him outside and start stalling.
Okay.
Once he is outside, I'm going to attempt to sneak into the office, use the key that I have in my pocket to open the drawer or open the filing cabinet with all the financial stuff in it. I'm going to pull out and snap as many pictures of these papers as possible before sneaking back out of the office, hopefully not getting caught in the process.
Great. Jack?
I'm going to be contacting Skinner first thing, make sure that we are all covered in the morning. And I'm going to take the car after dropping them off and do a drive-by past the haunted house. I would assume at this point that everybody who was working on it will be at the church attending.
That, or
It
you
should
could go
It
check
should
on
be.
Mitch's house.
Well, I want everybody there in case Mitch goes bonkers on me.
Okay.
Plus, he might be at church. We don't know. Maybe that's his one saving grace. He gives up all that sin for the week and then can start over fresh.
Good plan.
Sound like a plan?
Sounds like a plan to me, boys.
I'd love to get into that house when nobody's there, but this time I'm going to be making sure that I'm protected.
You're gonna
Wear a
get
condom.
rocket launchers.
Oh, I've got my ways, as you say, voodoo man.
I don't say that.
He's gonna ooga chaka all over that place.
I did say that. Yeah.
All right, so let's wrap up the scene at the diner, and you guys head back to the Screen Door Inn.
Okay, I'm going to say
Hope it
goodbye to
doesn't rain
Flo.
tonight.
Well, we'll be closing up here in a little bit, Mr. Whiteside. Maybe
Tell
I'll
you-
swing by your room a little bit later.
I think that might just be fine. Maybe we could have a nightcap.
Well, that'd be just lovely. It's been a long day.
I'll just disable all the security cameras.
Hey, Dan.
Not like I can see through the screen door walls and
Ah, that's what I was gonna say.
Hey, Danny, you got an extra Jimmy?
I only carry the extra large ones. It might be a bit big for you, but
Rip the screen and feed it through.
All right. So Dan and Roy retire to the bedroom. Not together. Not together.
Oh.
Not together. And
we had that lovely kiss earlier.
After they realized something after that bathroom incident.
Flo shows up at Jack Whiteside's room about an hour later after the diner has closed, and we'll fade the scene there.
Oh, you smell like meatloaf.
I'll wake up from my nap and watch.
Pulls up a chair to the screen wall.
Got the popcorn.
He's eating Jello.
I'm gonna pull up a chair next to him. So you bring the lotion.
So how are we gonna do this? Back to back or what?
You do me, I'll do you.
That man's
Fireman's
hand. Oh shit!
All right. Sunday morning.
It's easy. It's easy like Sunday morning.
So Flo obviously departs Jack's motel room very early because she has a shift at the diner, but she does arrange to have some bagels and cream cheese and some hard-boiled eggs, enough for the three of you guys to have a nice little repast. And you can get some coffee from the. Actually, there's coffee in your room. We'll say that there's some coffee makers.
It's just a puddle on the counter, but you can have some.
And as you guys are enjoying a very simple breakfast, but still pretty damn good, who doesn't like bagels? Roy gets a text on his phone from Skinner. And it says, "Have you seen this?" And I'm going to share something.
It's a picture of her missing cat.
All right, I'm going to show this to you guys. Boom. And I'll zoom it in here for all the folks at home. And this is a Reddit posting on the East Texas...
She's browsing Reddit at work. That's very unprofessional.
The East Texas subreddit. And why don't you go ahead and... Roy, why don't you go ahead and summarize that for us?
Should I just read it?
Yeah, the actual post and then maybe some of the comments. Or actually, let's have you do the post. Brian,
I can't see it.
It's too small. If you zoom on
click on it,
it'll zoom for you.
It's all blurry. Sorry, guys.
I can just read it.
Yeah, that's
I can do the comments.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, if Brian can't read it, I'll do the second comment. You do the first one, Matt, and you do the post.
The hell?
Roy.
Kelly's death covered up. LelandChronicle.com. This is bullshit. I knew Kelly better than anyone, and she was not suicidal. Sure, she was screwed up, but she had kicked the meth, found Jesus, and was getting her shit together. And who kills themselves by cutting their own throat? I would have heard the truth if the brother of the pastor of the Leland Evangelical Church wasn't the one investigating Kelly's death. They're hiding something. Call or email Chief Weaver and tell him that he needs to get off his fat ass and investigate like a real police.
And this was
comment on this.
And this was submitted on 22nd October, 2:27 a.m. by Kelly Truth. So it was earlier this morning, just a few hours ago. And there are two comments. Matt, you read the first one?
First one is from Jesus is my codependent, posted October 22nd at 8:43 a.m. Now, I know you're sad and angry, but you were wrong. Kelly did kill herself. My sister's a volunteer at the Hell House, and she saw the crazy stuff she wrote on the wall about Satan. Hell, she took pictures. I will try to get them off her iPhone.
And after that, there's a comment by Rainbow Viper, October 22nd at 10:56 a.m. So this is a little bit into your guys'... it's actually would have been commented a little bit later than what you're planning to do, but that's fine. He says, I don't know what happened to Kelly, but I volunteered as a carpenter in that house for a week, and it's haunted. I always felt like I was being watched. While I didn't see anything, I nearly cut off my fingers with a bandsaw when something pushed me, and there wasn't anyone else around. I never worked anywhere that creeped me out like that. In addition to Skinner's comment, have you seen this? She also says that the paperwork you guys need will be coming on Monday.
Oh, shit.
So you should have it by Monday noon.
All right, by tomorrow.
If you want to make a note of that in the wiki.
Yeah.
Might be helpful.
Because we might be locked up till then. That's another reason I wanted to split up.
All right. So let's say that you guys are proceeding with your plan, unless anything that you've learned changes that.
Now, Roy told us all this, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys, all three were there when you got the text. So.
I'm going to... Hey, Roy, how about we sign in and we just PM, both Kelly Truth and Rainbow Viper. Maybe we can get something out of them. I mean, they don't have to meet us in person. That'd be nice, but they might be willing to spill a little bit more behind the anonymity they get on the internet.
See if they want to IM you guys so it's private.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
You could do it during church.
Oh. So you're telling me I should stop making my notification ringtone Highway to Hell by AC/DC? Oh, that's me. Just 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to sign into my Reddit account.
Not for real, guys. You don't really have
What
to.
is your Reddit screen name?
Long Duck Dong.
Hey, how'd you know that? Oh gosh, now I have to make one up.
5 hours later.
If you actually want to know, I'm not going to tell people what my real Reddit username is. That's kept secret for a reason. I'm going to sign in under my Reddit account. PM me your bullets.
Your bullets?
Yeah.
Nice. Go ahead and make a
Being a
note of that
soldier.
somewhere, either on the wiki or on your character sheet.
Got it.
Your bullets?
PM underscore me underscore UR underscore bullets.
Getting fancy.
I'm going to open up a PM. I'm going to send a direct message, I guess. No, it is DM on Reddit, isn't it? I'm going to DM both Kelly Truth and Rainbow Viper, saying that I'm in town with the FBI investigating what happened to Kelly, and I was wondering if they would like to either meet in person and talk about it, or just tell me anything else that they either know or suspect is going on here on Reddit, just through these messages.
Okay. Message is sent.
Okay,
All right,
boys.
we should get going, guys. It's getting close. Put your damn pants on, Danny.
Oh.
God damn, I can't believe you don't wear underwear.
Hey, they're called swinging dicks for a reason.
Good pull.
Thank you.
Gross.
All right, so we get in the car. I'm driving.
Mm-hmm.
Roy, why don't you get shotgun?
No, I want to drive.
I'm dropping you off so I can go to the house.
Fine. I'll take shotgun, needy.
Roy, why don't you take shotgun?
Yeah, I just said I would.
All right, I drive them to the church. I slow down to about 5 miles an hour and say, "Get out!"
All right.
Jump and tumble.
They get out and go into the church for the sermon. Because
I say, Danny,
Yeah.
text me progress if you could, please.
If I can get away with texting in a church like this, I will be sure to do so.
Hey, Roy, give them hell.
I always do.
All right, I speed off, burning the tires. Fuck you! Just kidding.
Satan shall rule this planet!
No. All right. So I drive off, heading towards the hell house.
Righto. Okay.
No house has no fury like a hell house.
So Jack Whiteside depots the church, and Roy and Dan go inside. There is quite a few folks here, and there are some folks that you do recognize from the haunted house. So it looks like that part of the plan maybe is going as planned. So there is you do see Dawn Ellers, for instance, the older black lady who is essentially in charge of the construction and whatnot. You do see who else did you meet? I think Eva Delgado, maybe. I think that was one. Did you meet the young little girl who was sort of dressed up like the devil, sort of a gothy devil chick? Maybe you haven't met her yet.
I think we met the goth girl.
Yeah, I think
in
that's
there.
who that Eva is.
I don't think devil was going in there, but
Yeah. and actually not Lauren Crawley is the lady who is in charge. Dawn Ellers was the girl that you guys questioned on the way home.
Oh, that's
but
right.
You do see the three of them at least there, and you don't see Kevin Cho, the guy who is the Asian guy who was in the room where Kelly had killed herself. You don't see him anyplace. But otherwise, there are quite a few other townsfolk. You do see Chief Weaver and Steve Ellis, and who is the lady? You do see Daniel Cronenborg. Aaron Martinez is there, of course. He catches Roy's eye and sort of gives you a knowing nod. And also Cynthia Furman, the morbidly obese, how you doing? In her little scooter, her rascal.
Yeah. With one of those bicycle bells on it.
Yeah. So it seems like there's quite a few folks here. And Ted Weaver takes the pulpit and proceeds to give a relatively innocuous sermon on the dangers of drug addiction, which seems to be very timely. And at the end of the sermon, he does remind everybody that tomorrow morning is Kelly Landrum's funeral. She will not be buried in the churchyard. She'll be buried in the community cemetery. And he will not be presiding because she killed herself and she's a sinner and she's going to hell.
Yep.
And he urges everyone to not attend the funeral tomorrow if they love God and hate Satan.
How very Christian-like of them.
And the sermon wraps up, and everybody proceeds to the front door, where Ted Weaver is thanking folks and shaking their hands. Cue Roy.
Well, hey, Father, how's it going?
Well, how are you, son? I guess it's good to see you again. I guess you're
thanks.
sticking around town, huh?
Oh, yeah, I'm not leaving till I'm done. I never am leaving, probably.
Well, that's fine. We are a very, very friendly community here in Leland, and
I couldn't tell by the way that everything's panned out so far.
well, we've had our troubles for sure, as you heard me say in the sermon today. We have
The only good person I've met all this whole trip is Kid Canada.
Kid Canada.
What's his name? Cronenberg with the
Cronenberg.
bologna and cheese and all the dead people,
Yes. Well, did you learn anything in my sermon today?
Oh, I learned that you're a hack, but other than that, nothing new.
Well, I do try my best, and I hope the word of God has reached you in some manner of respect.
Well, isn't the word of God such that that even though someone is a sinner, they deserve a second chance? And
not our God, sir. We tend to look at the Bible in a very strict manner as God
I believe
himself.
that's plastered all over the Bible. But, who am I? I've just been a Catholic for 47 odd years, whatever.
Well, the Catholics do have their dark past as well, sir.
I'm not debating that, but I'm saying that we do our best to overcome them.
You will notice
Which is-
that not at any point during my sermon did I molest any children.
Oh, well, I also will notice that in your sermon, you barely had any understanding of what God's about.
Well, I guess we can agree to disagree on that, but I would certainly love to sit down and talk a little bit more of the theology with you.
Well, that'd be something that I'd be open to when we're on, different sides of that thick glass window. But that's unimportant.
All right, Roy, why don't you give me? I think your role play was pretty dang good, so I'm going to give you a bonus die on. Let's say, is persuade sound right, guys? To sort of distract the pastor.
Yeah. I would think so.
To basically assist.
Persuade or fast talk, I guess, whichever.
Or intimidate even.
Intimidate? No, he did not role play that.
Oh,
I
okay.
wouldn't say intimidate.
But I'd say persuade. Or
I'll do
fast talk,
persuade.
whichever
Or
one you're more
ride.
comfortable with.
Yeah, whichever one you have more points.
I'm more comfortable with persuade.
Then roll me some sweet, sweet dice.
Dang it. I needed a 50. I got a 68. That's a
Didn't you say a
fail.
bonus
So
die?
then you get a bonus die, so go ahead and roll a d10.
Yeah, well, can that even help me?
Yes.
It can if you get a 10.
They can.
Oh.
So
Got a 2.
Your
So you got a
68 is
28.
now a 28.
So you succeed.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't understand bonus dice then. Okay.
That's a bonus die. Yep. So it changes the 10
I
portion of your
see
roll.
now.
Yep. So you have managed to essentially persuade Pastor Weaver enough to keep his back turned the entire time to the pulpit as he discusses and you see Dan slinking away towards the office. Dan, I am going to need well, you know what? I'm going to delay the stealth roll until you leave the office. Because I think the persuade helped get you in, and we'll delay on the way back. So you've managed to enter the office, and you have the key, and you have the you know where the file cabinet is.
Okay.
Do your thing.
I'm gonna walk over and unlock the filing cabinet and open it up. Are any of the folders I'm assuming like the folders that are in there are like labeled?
Yeah.
Are they just?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This particular set of folders is basically just labeled. Let me see what would be a good, because I don't think I ever said anything about that before. It was just sort of, it drew your attention, right? That let me see here. It's just called Angerstein files. How's that? And let's not do that. Not Angerstein files. Let's call it church business. That sounds appropriately vague.
Okay.
Right?
Cool.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pull out the file labeled church business, and I'm going to quickly start snapping pictures of the pages in the file.
Oh, yeah, work it. Yeah,
right.
show a little leg.
More pouty face. More pouty face. Too much pouty face.
I think let's do this. Why don't you go ahead and roll me a D100.
Oh, shit.
And I'm going to give you a bonus dice on this, and how many ever pages that you're able to photograph will be the limit. So just
one
a
D100.
D100, and if it's high, then you're probably good. So
Nice.
61.
I got a 61.
Yeah, I was going to say there's probably about 50 pages to be done. So we'll say you're able to quickly snap, and because you are Dan Williams' private eye, that you're able to get all of the details. Maybe some of them aren't perfectly quality, but we'll figure that out a little bit later.
Okay. So I'm going to finish snapping. I'm going to put all the papers back.
Okay.
Put the folder back in the cabinet, close it, lock it, and then I'm going to stick the key back where I found it in the desk.
Got it. Okay. And then
I have to leave the office, don't I?
you do indeed.
You could
I'm
stay
going
there
to
for
dig a tunnel underneath the church.
And it's I believe this is going to be a straight up stealth, right?
Yeah.
Do a disguise.
If you fail your stealth for whatever reason, and you have a pretty good stealth, you got 28, so that's pretty shitty. Then you might be doing a little bit of fast talk, which you're even worse at.
Yay.
So go ahead and roll.
Yeah. Spend your luck.
I needed a 28 and I rolled a 76.
So
push the roll.
as Dan slinks out of the office, he accidentally allows the door to swing too heavily, and it resounds through the church as it closes behind him.
Boom.
And everybody turns. In the doorway, obviously Roy smacks his forehead, and Ted Ted looks back at you, and as does Chief Weaver, who is in the doorway, and Steve Ellis as well. And you can just sort of see Aaron Martinez in the back looked skyward as if praying to God. So let's cut to Jack Whiteside as he cruises past the haunted house. Jack, I'm going to need you to give me a spot hidden, sir.
I don't see shit. I'm cruising.
Cruising, baby.
Turned on the hydraulics, totally bumping.
I needed a 70. I rolled a 14. I'll spend some luck.
And that would
That's
be
success. Extreme
success.
All right, so as you are driving up towards the house, you do notice that there appears to be no activity. The front door is closed and some of the tents are zipped up. So you pull in and park and get out.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see something in the tree line to the back of the house. It appears to be the tip of a cigarette burning. It glows hot and then subsides.
Shoot it.
Just the cigarette, though.
And that's where we're going to call it.
Oh, come on. God damn it.
He didn't even get a chance to shoot it.
Shoot.
I didn't get a chance to get back in the car and leave and go see Flo. Fuck this investigation.
Before you died of cancer, secondhand smoke.
You died of birth.
Yeah.
And AIDS, of course. But,
And AIDS.
Well, duh.
AIDS.
all right. So let's go ahead and launch straight into our recommendos for this week. And why don't we start with Brian? He wants to go first.
Yay! Just in case anybody else had this, I'm taking it.
He
Now,
wants to leave.
I'm sure everybody's heard, unless you live under a rock, which if you do, now you're going to hear about it.
Word is the word.
It's called Movie Pass, and it's an app, and it's $9.99 a month. You can go see as many movies as you want in a month. Well, let me rephrase that. You can go to one movie a day, every single day, for only $9.99 a month. Now, Matt and I and George actually tested this yesterday. We went and saw the Assassin's Bodyguard. Yeah, the Hitman's Bodyguard. And it worked. We were all very shocked that it worked. We thought we would have to cancel our subscription after trying to attend a movie. So we've actually already paid for our 1 month subscription by going to see one movie. So every single movie the rest of this month is free. So highly suggest trying it. If you go to at least 2 movies a month, it pays for itself instantly.
Does it work at Alamo Drafthouse?
It would if it existed. It works at every single theater as of right now. What they do is they send you a MasterCard, and you use that to purchase your tickets online. And then when you go to get your tickets, you just show them the screen.
Yeah, like
and they either scan it or you have a confirmation code. They type it in and they print your tickets out.
Cool.
Very easy.
Nice.
So highly recommend trying it to see if you like it. I don't know how long it'll last. I'm assuming it's extremely popular because it took Matt an extra week longer to get his card than they usually do. It's usually 5 to 7 days, but they had so many people sign up that they had to bump it an extra week for him to get his card. So
cool.
But it was pretty cool to go in and just show a code and you walk into the movie.
Sweet. Well, if I went to movies anymore, that would be fine. But
yeah, Mr. Sad Pants over here doesn't go to movies because he got spoiled and now he can't go to his favorite place, which sucks. I agree. It sucks. But sometimes you have to get back on that horse, even if she's fugly.
I have a nice TV. So. All right, let's move on to Gaby.
I got a video game.
That rhymes with scabies.
Wait, that's my department.
Yeah, well, screw you.
Go, Gabe, go.
Okay, it's called Death Spank.
I like it already.
It's sort of like a top-down type role play. It's not exactly top-down, but it's like a way out third person.
Isometric.
Yep.
Sure, that's a word. I didn't know that. I learned a thing. role-playing type
know.
thing
Dun, dun, dun.
where you play Death Spank to try, and in the first one, your goal is to find the artifact, the artifact, and it's just the dialogue is what makes this game. It is one of the funniest things I've ever heard. Like, and some of the quests are hilarious. There's like a quest that you have to get a guy a taco, and and then some of the villains are hilarious. Like, I believe it's the second one, you fight a bunch of nuns.
I played this game. It's very fun.
It's a good game.
Yeah, and you have to like find orphans, and it's like just the most generic like hero ever. But he's also an idiot, so it's hysterical. That's Death Spank.
Nice.
Cool. All right, well, I'll go next, and I revisited a old movie last night with the help of my wife, who actually chose it. David Cronenberg's Dead Ringers.
Yes.
You mean Kid Canada?
Kid Canada. Dead Ringers stars Jeremy Irons as twin gynecologists who essentially have a nervous breakdown and go completely batshit crazy. And this is sort of the beginning of when Cronenberg started, maybe, I don't want to say Oscar baity, but when he started becoming a respectable filmmaker and less genre. And it's just an amazing movie because Jeremy Irons' performance is just mesmerizing to watch. He plays distinctly different personalities so well. And because of the gynecological framework and thematic, it is very uncomfortable to watch in a lot of the scenes. Even though there's not a whole lot of gore, there are one or two set pieces which are quite gory, but otherwise it's sort of implied because nobody wants to be poked around down there. And even if you're a man or woman, it doesn't matter. It's just creepy as shit.
And the custom-made tools are
the
quality at the time. Oh,
yeah, it devolves into just really terrible. But it also examines the nature of sort of psychotic obsession with somebody, whether or not that's your twin or someone you're in love with. Genevieve Bujold plays the love interest in this, and she's about as crazy as they are. And it's just a really macabre and ultimately sad movie that has excellent performances. And, you know, I can't remember, I think it was 88 or something around there. I can't remember the exact year that came out. But for the time, the split screen twin acting was amazing, and it still really holds up. So I highly recommend it. I got to watch it on Shutters, and it was a pretty good version of that. I know that Criterion Collection also has a really good version if you want to watch it on disc. But Dead Ringers is a great Cronenberg film.
It was 88.
88, yeah. All right, Matthew.
Yeah.
All you, baby.
So, I'm pretty sure, Jeremy, I know you and Brian probably remember. You remember those 80s cop shows and movies where it's, you know, that one single guy out on the beat working? Mm-hmm. Have you ever really wanted to be like the hero of one of those shows?
Hell yeah.
No, never.
Great, because I have a game that you're going to love called Beat Cop. It's a pixel art adventure game where you play a disgraced detective, now Officer Jack Kelly, who has been framed for murder. And it seems like nobody around you gives a shit about any of it except for you. Nice. So you're reassigned to work this downtown street, and that's what you do by day. It's your job is to walk up and down the street, you know, chat with the business owners, deal with all the stuff that goes on there. At the same time, you're trying to investigate who framed you for murder so that you can, you know, prove yourself innocent. And, you know, it's really, really cool. It's like again, isometric from the side scrolling kind of perspective with pixel art. And there's a lot more to it than you would think, because it's while you're investigating, you know, you have things like you have ticket quotas to write for people who are either, you know, people who either are over their parking meters, who have problems with their tires. expired tags on license plates. While at the same time, you're dealing with multiple gangs. You have, the Italian mob, and you have the Mexicans, and they all.
I think you mean Italian.
Yeah, the Italian.
Racist.
And they all want to, bribe you and try and bring you over to their side so you work for them so they can get away with stuff. And it's really,
Italians.
Yeah, it's really up to you to choose how you want to play. You can, go all in and take all the bribes you want and, make a bunch of money, but you might get in trouble for that if you get caught. And, you're all over the place trying to keep everything straight while trying to figure out who's trying to frame you for murder.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at a screenshot right now, and the bubble over one of the officers says, my dick feels pretty sensitive right now.
Yeah, that's pretty indicative of some of the humor in the game. It's great.
Indicative?
Yeah, I get it.
Ha.
Get it?
So it's Max Payne. Okay, thanks, Matt. That was really good.
It's not even close to Max
No,
Payne,
it's not,
but it
Max.
does look funny.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the Lovecraft Tapes. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe on iTunes, Google Music, Stitcher, or anywhere you download your regular podcasts. If you like what you hear, please leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. Meanwhile, you can find us at thelovecrafttapes.com with links to all our social media, including Facebook, MySpace, Reddit, YouTube, and MySpace, and our wiki, MySpace. Links to our recommendos can be found on our website.
And our MySpace.
You can find me on Twitter at Lovecraft Tapes.
Oh, and if anyone knows where I can get an instant distraction, let me know on Twitter at The Real Weird Kid, because I'm kind of in a pinch right now.
And if you want links to my AsianDate.com profile, you can find me at Lovecraft Gabe.
And I think I'm going to take up e-cigs, so drop me a line at Brian Podcast. Well, they're glowing at the tree line.
I gotcha. Until next time, roll for sanity.
No.
All right, that's going to do it. Stop your
Get
audacity.
away.
I'm stopping.
Stop, you. Stop. Get him.